Hey everybody, this is Travis Miguel from the band Atreyu, and you're listening to Rhino Radio.
Subscribe.
Or of Rhino Radio, and I'm here today with Travis of Atreyu. I'm very excited because they got a new album called Baptize coming out on the 4th of June, which is, believe it or not, it's this Friday. How are you doing, Travis? Thank you for joining me.
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, again, thank you very much for joining me. I've been enjoying the singles, and just this week, one of your friends let me enjoy the album completely. So I'm very excited. Great tunes, just brings it all back. So I cannot wait for you to announce a tour and a visit in the UK. So hopefully we'll hear about that as well. But I was wondering, I've already read some interviews and I've seen some of the band members talk about it. There's some sort of a theme of rebirth, but it also feels a little bit on the faithful side between the name Baptize. The album starts with some kind of cathedral sounds. Is it just me finding it, or is it something that the band talked about? We're getting closer to faith, getting closer to a religion. Is it just me trying to be annoying, or what's there?
No, it's definitely not faith-based or religion-based. You are correct, though. That I mean, there is kind of like a rebirth aspect to the band right now. To the band right now, it's a new decade. We have a new lineup. We have a new album. So yeah, it's very much it's like being reborn again. But yeah, the religion or faith doesn't really have anything to do with it. I mean, if you want to correlate it to that, that's perfectly fine too. But that wasn't the intent.
Okay. And I'm guessing your fans probably followed you over the last couple of years. And just before kind of the beginning of Corona, Alex announced that he's no longer proceeding with the band. Obviously, one of the main singers of the band, alongside with Brendan. I was wondering, have you ever thought about jumping in and saying, I'm going to start singing more?
No, me personally, no. We pretty much everybody in the band sings in some capacity, whether it's like background harmonies or Porter, our bass player, he's kind of taking over the the screamier part of things. So we've got enough people on the mic right now. I can just kind of lay back and do my thing. It's
You never,
less for me to worry about.
you never thought about that?
I mean, I have got on the mic to just to do simple background vocals, but nothing like up front or as far as the spotlight goes, I'll leave it to the rest of the guys for that.
Because I know that a lot of singers actually say that they never planned to be a singer. Just somebody left the band, and then all of a sudden somebody had to sing. So I thought maybe there was a discussion saying, well, maybe I can try, but I guess not this time.
Well, luckily, everybody in my band that does sing, they do it well, and probably a lot better than me. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just I'm just gonna leave it up to them for now,
Okay.
anyway. For now.
And I was wondering, what was the hardest part of kind of the rebirth of Atreyu after Alex left?
Um, I mean, whenever a band loses a front man, historically, it can be kind of people either love it or hate it. So that's a little scary. I mean, change in general is scary, especially with lineup changes. But we actually, ironically enough, have had this lineup before. Um, we did a European tour. Was it 2018, 2019? Um,
Yeah, I think
where
when we were at Slam Dunk,
yeah,
Alex
yeah,
did not join the festival.
yeah.
Um,
He unfortunately he had a back injury, and the doctors advised him to not sit on an airplane for 12 hours to go play very physically demanding live shows, and then sit on an airplane for another 12 hours coming back home. So it just wasn't in the cards. But we weren't going to cancel the tour because it was like getting up to the minute there. So we had to figure out something to do. So we Brandon moved up to the frontman position, and we got our buddy Kyle Rosa to fill in on drums, and we did the whole tour, and everything went super smoothly. So it was almost like a trial run for us, but we didn't know it at the time. So as far as like the whole transition into it, it was actually very smooth because we weren't getting a complete stranger into the fold up in the frontman position anyway. It was already a familiar voice. Um, and Kyle, our new drummer, actually, he's worked with us for years. He was our drum tech for a number of tours. He's also in Brandon's other band, Hell or High Water. So yeah, it's all familiar faces. So it wasn't too jarring, especially for the frontman position. Because like I said, that can get kind of dicey depending on how everything pans out. But yeah, I mean, we've been sitting on this record now for a number of months, and we're just super excited to finally get it out, and then at some point start touring and getting back out on the road.
I can just agree that I'm very excited about maybe hearing about you coming to visit me. But as we said, Alex left the band, and then you came out with a video that almost killed Brandon Warrior. You're just beating him up. So your fans that have been following you for years, there's some rumors online about it. So I want you to confront that and either completely destroy the rumor or confirm it. But obviously, you've already lost one vocalist, and then you beat Brendan up in the video for Warrior. So your friends thought that it's because Brendan had the last donut. Is that true? Is that the reason for the story behind the video?
Um, if he did take the last donut, I most definitely would have physically assaulted him because I love donuts. And yeah, if he were to take the last one, we'd have problems. But that is not the case.
Oh,
No, I mean the video was just a random idea. You know, let's just beat Brandon up for a
easy as
video,
that.
like easy as that. Like it would. There's no like huge underlying meaning behind it or anything like that. It was just kind of like, what haven't we really seen in a video? Uh, let's just beat up the front man.
Of course, it only makes sense. My
As you do,
question is,
yeah. And
so
yeah, I
I
mean,
do get a question.
go ahead.
I do get a question. Another video, the latest one for the latest single, Catastrophe, that I wanted to know. There's some sort of a comment about reaction videos. Is it something that you like, you dislike? Because it feels like a lot of people, your friends, and also the band dressed up in characters and reacted to videos, which is a really strong thing that's happening right now. Is it some sort of a say of the band about that trend of reacting to the videos?
It's not really touching on reaction videos as a whole. It's more so just kind of us poking fun at the internet as a whole. Everybody's got an opinion, and everybody needs to voice it. You know, which is, I always thought the internet was a cool thing. Back what 25 years ago. Everybody can voice their opinion now. Everybody can be heard. But fast forward later, now I'm kind of the point that the internet is a terrible, toxic place because everybody can be heard and everybody has an opinion. So, I mean, that video was just kind of like, we beat the internet to the punch as far as trolling, and it was fun. It was, it's lighthearted. It's not to be taken too seriously, but yeah, we just we out interneted the internet.
Okay, very nice. And I've also enjoyed it. I like the characters, and obviously the sounds are great. So I cannot say no to that. I want to take you to a bit of a more serious spot. I've watched an old interview where you confessed that you've been dealing with some your own demons, kind of the difficulty of finding likeness in yourself, which related to something that I've familiarized myself recently called imposter syndrome, of finding success by the world, but still not enjoying it yourself, saying maybe I don't deserve it. I was wondering if that's something that kind of related to how you were feeling in the past, and hoping that you will also be able to share some tools of how you've been dealing with over the years, and obviously the last year, that minimize us to our own darkest thoughts, and how you've been dealing with that. Hopefully, again, ending it on a positive note, saying, this is what I've been doing, and maybe it will help you as well.
Yeah, 2020 was obviously a shit show for everybody. Um, and I think, a lot of people, it was not an easy year to deal with, mentally and emotionally. Um, I had to stop drinking about 6, almost 7 years ago, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, God, if there was ever a time where I could use a drink, it's right now. During I've said that numerous times last year. Um, but yeah, I mean the 2020 as a whole. I mean, we all took a beating, and I think it kind of woke a lot of people up, um, as to where they are mentally, how stable they may or may not be. Um, and I mean, and luckily, obviously, now we're slowly digging ourselves out of the whole pandemic mess. So I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've had mental health issues. Some days are some days are better than others. Some days are easier than others. Some days are a nightmare. Um, and that's kind of the part that I think scares me the most, is I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. So one day I might be, floating on clouds. The next day I might just be absolutely miserable and not want to, not might not want to even get out of bed. So, the thing that helped me was it's literally just taking it one day at a time. You know, um, you can't solve every problem in one day. You kind of just have to roll with the punches. And um, you know I'm inherently a pessimistic, somewhat negative person. And over the past few years I realized, I mean, that's always going to be part of me. um, but I've accepted the fact that you know I can't get rid of it, but I can work on it. you know um, whether it's finding some form of meditation. I mean, some people, will sit in a room and literally meditate. Other people, they go to the gym, that's their meditation, or they go for a run. It's just to find something that uh, provides an escape for you to some degree. Obviously it's not going to get rid of your problems, but every once in a while you have to allow yourself to take a mental break from focusing on all the negativity and all the bad things. you know um you know uh, Everybody goes through ups and downs in their life. I mean, I don't care who you are. um and a lot of it sometimes, it's kind of self-inflicted. I'll focus in on all the bad stuff or all the stressful stuff that's putting me in this mood, and it just drives me nuts. I have to give myself a mental break and just say, I mean, for lack of a better term, fuck it. Don't stress out. Don't stress out about everything all at once right now. So, yeah, I mean, if anything, I could just say, take one day at a time. Things will get better. Things might get worse. You don't know. It's out of your hands. It's out of your control. And the sooner I think people realize, or that's what helped me. The thing that helped me kind of get through it was the fact that I can't control everything, and there's no point in trying to. Sometimes you just have to let things go and let them be what they're going to be. And you know, tomorrow could be better. Tomorrow's a different day. Who knows what'll happen? It might be better. It might be worse. I'll deal with it then. You know.
Travis, thank you very much for sharing that. I know that helps someone out there, just at least knowing that they're not the only one dealing with that. So thank you very much for opening about that. I want to wrap up on, I'm not even sure if you were part of that challenge, but the band experienced a big challenge at the beginning of your journey. Do you remember the Nookie Burger incident?
I do remember that. Yes.
So I was wondering if you can touch on the weirdest challenge that had the smallest reward, just for our fans that your fans that are not familiar with the incident. The band tried to tackle a humongous burger just to get a tiny T-shirt. So if there's one reward that was not worth the challenge, share it, please. Now is the time.
Well, see, the like food challenges and stuff like that, I stay away from because, like you said, the reward is not near worth the effort you have to put in. The juice is not worth the squeeze, as they say. Um, yeah, that challenge I believe it was Brandon and Dan who took on that challenge. And I mean, I love me a cheeseburger, but I know how to pick and choose my battles. Yeah, they were. I think it was like two. You had to eat two double cheeseburgers in this huge basket of fries. And I remember when they brought it out, thinking to myself, it doesn't look that big. Maybe I could have taken that challenge on, but after watching them and when they got halfway through, they were just hating life. So, and we had to play a show in a few hours. So I'm like, you guys are morons. What are you doing? Yeah, I'm definitely glad I steered clear from that challenge.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. As we said, Baptize, an amazing album, is out on the 4th of June, which is tomorrow. Is there anything else that you would like for fans and listeners to know before we say goodbye?
Um, no, I mean, as of right now, that's it. June 4th, new Atreyu album, Baptize, like you said. Definitely go check it out on your streaming all the streaming platforms, or if you can track down a physical copy, that's awesome too. We have vinyl. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and we'll be having a lot of announcements in the near future. There's definitely stuff on the horizon.
Hey, Travis of Atreyu, thank you very much for sharing your time with us and opening up about some light and some harder topics. Thank you very much. Have a great launch weekend.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Subscribe. Subscribe.